What's up, guys? Okay, so this weekend we decided to just get out of town for a little bit, go away. That's always a bit of a change of scenery. Now, unfortunately, I forgot my body weight scale at home. Literally packed it ready, forgot to pack it in. I did, however, bring my food scale, and I was still sticking to the meal plan. Last night, I did have my cheat meal, but it was basically just a braai, which is a barbecue, right? That's what you call it in South Africa. We had steaks, I did the chicken roast, I basically did my meal prep for the week on the fire. I just wanted to change it up as well because I've been boiling my chicken, which is good, it's really nice because it's super tender, super soft, but it is a complete different flavor when you do it on a barbecue. So I've got my proteins, meal prepped for the week, so that's awesome. It's Sunday today, so when I get home, all I need to prep is going to be the rice, basically the carb sources, and the veggies. Then I'm set for the week. Also, haven't done any of the carb preparation because I am going to be implementing another drop today. I'll show you guys what that looks like, later on. But I'm not going to eat anything this morning. I'm going to stay fasted. It's about a 2-hour drive back home. I'm going to make a couple of stops. Finally got that second top, which I've been working on for the bathroom. Gonna do a paint that, and then I'm gonna seal that, and then I'll show you guys what that looks like. So there's gonna be some DIY today. Also gonna pick up a bunch of wood for the fireplace at home. It's just like it's a much better deal when you go like further out of the town. So I'm gonna get like 400-500 pieces of wood. So we're gonna be set for lots of barbecues in the summer, rise in the summer. But yeah, this week has been good. And I'll give you guys a recap of everything I went over this week, everything I learned, everything I potentially struggled with, if there was any, and of course the changes I'm going to give to you guys. But we're still going to do our faster walk, even though I've been away. What is funny is I took this weekend away to kind of just unwind, right? Just get away from everything, get away from all the noise. For me, it's a good reset. I love being out in the bush, quiet space in a quiet area every now and then. I love the city as well, but I like the balance between the two. But even though I was away, right, the first morning, which was going to be Saturday, I wanted to sleep in. Okay, I wanted to take it easy, just relax. I just woke up automatically. I didn't even set my alarm. I checked the time, and I woke up before my alarm. And that's because that's how my body clock is working now, right? And without me even thinking about it, I went straight into my morning routine. The same routine I do every single day. Now there's two reasons for that. The first reason is because it's become an automatic response, right? So it happens without me even thinking about it. Now when I first started, it was difficult to wake up earlier, right? To get into the swing of things, to do my morning self-development work. But it has become naturally, and that is because through repetition and repetition, discipline is built. And when you repeat something time and time again, it will literally become automatic and you don't even have to think about it, okay? It's all about just sticking through, staying consistent, staying disciplined, and that discipline will build up in every aspect of life. Let me give an example of in a relationship, okay? So growth happens when you put yourself in uncomfortable positions, right? Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. So with fitness, for example, yes, it's going to take hard work, it's going to take discipline, it's going to take showing up. But the more you do that, the more you repeat that, the easier it's going to become. It's going to become an automatic response, okay? So if you show up at the gym, yes, the first week, the first 2 weeks, the first 3 weeks might be difficult, but you'll see it will slowly become like brushing your teeth. Even in a relationship, right? In order for growth to happen in a relationship, there are going to be disagreements, there are going to be arguments, but every time a disagreement happens, it's uncomfortable, it's shit, you don't want that to happen, but you learn more about your partner, right? And that you guys grow together. And if you just quit, that relationship has not been built, right? So don't quit, okay? Just keep fucking going. Same with business, right? You need to go beyond the comfort of working a 9 to 5. If you've started a business, that means waking up super early, putting in the graft. Even at night, when everyone's back from their 9 to 5, being at work, you sit and you graft. Weekends, you sit and you graft. That's what I do. It's become automatic though. Like, I didn't like waking up first thing in the morning. going to do like my self-development work, studying, grafting, upgrading my knowledge, on the weekends, making sure that my clients are set up for the week ahead. And that's what I'm doing this morning, making sure that all of their plans, I've got a couple of clients that are moving into the new phases. So that is awesome, right? And in order, at first it wasn't comfortable. I also want to chill on the weekends. That's how I've been wired, right? From school days, you work during the week, you chill on the weekends, but I want success, okay? And success doesn't happen in the comfort zone. Success is when you put yourself out of that comfort zone and you do things that you don't always want to do. But when you repeat them, it becomes automatic and you actually start to love the process. And I do. I love the process. I love seeing my clients transform every single week. I love pushing myself to new boundaries. But let's talk about something else that happened this weekend. So the Olympia happened this weekend. I'm on my phone this morning after the majority of my morning routine, so I'm going to get my fasted walk in. But I just started seeing all the Olympia things come up, right? Good on Raymond Dino. He flipping won. He deserves it. He's been getting that second place for a long time. Mike obviously took second place last year, and I'm sure that Mike will come up in the leagues. But just watching that just gave me FOMO, right? It sparked that just like drive. I still have a deep passion for bodybuilding because I want to push myself. I want to see how far I can take my physique, right? And it takes a shitload of discipline when it comes to competing. Sticking to the plan 100%, going through those deep depletions, going through those deep cuts. But to be honest with you, I love it. The first competition I ever did, I was bitching, I was moaning, I was complaining because I didn't acknowledge the fact that me going through this is actually going to make me stronger, right? So I'm really, really excited for next year. I'm going to give it one big shot again. I'm still going for that pro card. Obviously this year I couldn't do so. I am injured. But, I've been doing my recovery protocols every single week, my active rest days. I've been hitting the gym 3 times per week. I've even started cycling now, which you guys have seen I've added in week 5. So week 6 changes, I'm going to implement even more. And it's getting better, right? I'm progressing, my back's getting bigger. I don't even think I'm going to go for the surgery anymore. I mean, the medical aid's giving me a bunch of shit regardless, but I don't feel like I need to go through the surgery. I can push through. Yes, it hurts certain days. Like yesterday, for example, we went to go look at a property in the area to potentially develop into like an Airbnb setup. We had to go down this major steep hill. I had the truck, but at the bottom it was basically a marshland, so there was a bunch of grass and a bunch of mud, and we got stuck at the bottom. And I told my dad was with us, take the bucky, and then I had to flip and push the truck. A bucky is a truck, you call that a bucky in South Africa. I had to push that thing up there, which obviously aggravated, and then walk up the hill. We finally got to the point where we got out of that ditch and up that massive hill. But yeah, so days like this, if I push it a little bit too much, I do still feel pain. But this morning, much better, right? And tomorrow, it's going to improve, and it's going to improve. Yes, it's uncomfortable. When I first started getting back into the gym, when I started this lean mass method again, right, week 1 was tough. It was painful. I couldn't sleep some nights. But when I got to about week 3, much better. Okay, so putting yourself in those uncomfortable positions might just benefit you in the long run. Because I can guarantee you, if I haven't been doing my walking, if I haven't been doing my active recovery protocols like the foam rolling, the stretching, the sauning, and even training 3 times per week, I would probably still be in pain because I'm not activating any of those muscles. I wasn't stretching before, whereas now I am. Something that was very uncomfortable for me, something that was very painful for me, I pushed through and look at the benefits that it brought. That's the same with anything, right? If you want to achieve a ridiculous, crazy, good physique, you need to put in the work, you need to put yourself in that uncomfortable position. If you want your business to excel, you need to put yourself in that uncomfortable position. Do what most people don't want to do, even when no one is watching. That's what counts. That's what brings success. And that's the type of person I see myself as, right? I want to step into that role, so I'm going to do exactly what those people do. But I'm going to get ready for my fasted walk now. Did my walk, my work for this morning. Already sat down. It is now 9 p.m. As you guys see, every single day on my story, at my computer at 7 a.m. making sure I get my self-development done and I start grafting, working Monday all the way to Sunday. And if that's what it's going to take, that's what I'm going to do. Do whatever it takes. But I'll see you guys on the fasted walk. Then I'll update you along the day when we maybe go get the wood, when I go get the top. And then I really want to try and fit in where I can actually paint the top and get that sorted so that next week we can get that cracking. So that's ready, and that's another priority that's out of my way. But I'll check you guys on the fasted walk. Let's go. Okay, so I'm about to head out for the fasted walk, as every single day. Got the electrolytes and we got the glutamine. I usually have the glutamine powder, which I throw into this, but I felt like changing it up. These are pretty sick. They're glutamine chews. So I'll pop about, I think it's like 9 of these this morning, just to make sure that I've got my glutamine and I've got my electrolytes. Now remember, the reason why I have glutamine and electrolytes in the morning is because, first of all, I want to set up my digestion, okay? L-glutamine is really good for that, because the better your digestion is, the better your absorption is, the better your gains are going to be, okay? The electrolytes, they're mixed together as well, so I want to prevent muscle wastage from happening because I am in a fasted state, okay? I don't want to risk my muscle being eaten away whilst I am. And that's why I do the steady state cardio, right? That's why I do it fasted, okay? Very chilled, nice and easy. I do it first thing in the morning as well, because when you do it in a fasted state, what is going to happen is you are going to spike your insulin sensitivity, okay? You're going to become more insulin sensitive. Your blood sugar levels are going to drop, and insulin sensitivity is going to be key when it comes to picking up lean muscle tissue, okay? Also, when you do exercise in a fasted state, there's more fat oxidation happening. Now, what fat oxidation is, it means your body is going to the fat sources as fuel, as energy, rather than going to macros or muscle as that fuel or energy. So that's why doing it in a fasted state is such a brilliant thing. But it is good to have these supplements on hand so you don't risk losing the muscle in the process. And then obviously I'm probably only going to eat breakfast in the next couple of hours, but I'll update you exactly what time that's going to be. But peace, I'll see you guys on the walk. I'll show you the awesome scenery that we're going to be walking in today, and then we're going to head home. Look at this stunning place.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's a faster walk down. What an absolute privilege, blessing to be able to walk out in nature like this. Definitely going to get a plot within the next year somewhere, out like a nice big piece of land, just to get away. Absolutely freaking stunning, man. Okay, let's see what the weight is. So that's 99.5. Definitely made a drop, which is really good. Gonna have breakfast now. It's about 2, I think it's about 2:15 in the PM. So finally gonna have my first meal. Took a little bit longer than expected to get back home, but we're back home and we're gonna get cracking on the house stuff. Gonna do that countertop. I'll show you guys what that looks like. Yeah, it's around 10 to 5 p.m. now. I'm not gonna lie, I am dead. I'm so tired. All I want to do is lie down and go to sleep, right? It's been a crazy day, been a big fast. Ate my first meal around, I think it was like 2:30 p.m. This is my pre-workout meal because on Friday I wasn't able to get to the session because we went away this weekend. So I made a promise to myself that I'm going to make up for it on Sunday, knowing that I'm going to be tired, knowing that I've got a decent amount of stuff to do. I need to make sure that everything is ready for the week ahead. All my clients are sorted, which at least I did this morning. And yeah, I just don't have the drive for it at all whatsoever. I'm tempted to go sleep, I'm tempted to chill, but then I'll ask myself, what's more important? Okay, is it more important for me to, first of all, reach my goals? Is it more important for me to make sure that my week is set up? Because I'm doing a meal prep now as well, which I know I just don't feel like it, right? Which is more important? Setting myself up, setting my week up for success, or having a little bit of extra chill unwind time, even though I've had majority of the weekend to do that. Even though I don't feel like it, I can still push through it. Like, it's going to take me 3 hours, maybe a bit more, to get everything sorted. I'm going to go hit the session for about 45 minutes because it's arm day today. Like, I can push through that. That's nothing. That's the whole point in all of this, building discipline, right? Building discipline, achieve my goals, becoming the person that I want to become. And that takes sacrifice. That takes putting yourself in uncomfortable positions, as I spoke about this morning. But this, I feel like I'm really going through the trenches now because I couldn't be asked. But we're going to do it anyway. I'm going to get this meal down. So for pre-workout, I'm having 80 grams of oats. And I'm going to have a protein shake. The reason why I don't have any nut butter with me is because that is going to be one of the changes I'm making to the plans. I got this morning's weight, so there is a drop, so that's awesome. So I'm going to be making some changes, which I'm going to show you guys just now. But there's two things I want to talk to you guys about, some things that I learned that I did through my self-development this week. And the first one is implementation intention, right? And this is for those of you that might struggle to stay disciplined, or for a lot of us that tend to procrastinate, right? So let me give you an example of this. So implementation intention is just literally phrasing it in a different way and speaking it out loud, which will actually drive you to be more consistent, right? If you go, I'll go to the gym next week, or I'll get to this chore this week. Majority of the time, you don't end up getting to it, okay? Now, what an implementation intention is you literally saying, at 2 p.m., Monday to Friday, I will go to the gym and train, okay? Now you've set that time, so it's basically locked in, and I promise you it makes the world of a difference. Let me give you an example of how this has helped me. So we've moved into this new place, right? And I have been wanting to put the countertop up because we are doing some renovations. It's a very old building, stunning building, but it needs some work, and that was one of the biggest reasons that we got it, so we can work on it together. But I kept saying, okay, I'll get to it next week. I'll get to it next week, and I never ended up getting to it. I just kept procrastinating. Okay. So then what I did, I said, okay, at 2 p.m. after I've made, or I think it was at 12 p.m. after I've made my pre-workout meal, I'm going to do 30 to 45 minutes of the countertop. And I promise you, that same day, I did it. And for the past couple of weeks, I've been just leaving it and saying I'm going to get to it, and I never. And just that little change. And I actually paired that with another thing that I learned through my self-development, and that is habit stacking. And this is basically a technique which you can use to help you build new habits. And that's stacking new habits that you want to form on the habits that you already have. So for example, at a certain time every day, I make my pre-workout meal, okay? Then I get ready for the gym. I'll make my intro workout meal to get ready for the gym while this cools down. So what I've done, something that I never got to, which was getting that countertop done, is I said, okay, I'm going to stack it on habits that I've already got. So let's give you an example. Okay, so I will have make my pre-workout meal, then I'll let it cool down, then I'll do my intro workout meal. So I said, okay, like my normal habit, I will make my pre-workout meal. Then I will do the countertop. Then I will make my intro workout. Then I will eat my pre-workout meal. And that is now formed into that habit. So it became so much easier for me to do. This is habit stacking. So already implementing and kind of wiggling the new habit into habits that you've already developed, habits that you've already got. And it will come so much easier. I promise you, give this a go. But that's it for now. I'm going to go hit a session later. I'll maybe take a quick little clip to make sure that, or to show you guys that I made sure I got that session done. But now I'm going to show you exactly what changes I've made. Let's go.
Okay, so now we are back in the dashboard. We're going to see exactly what progress has happened, how much weight has been dropped, and what changes we're going to be implementing for week 6 of the lean mass method. I'm not going to lie, I feel a little bit more energized. I had my pre-workout meal, so those oats definitely did its job. hopefully that will carry me through the gym session, which I'm sure it will. So I'm definitely feeling a little bit more better, a little bit more enthusiastic on going to the gym. And to be honest, I'm gonna get a good pump, so it's fine. But let's see what the check-ins are doing. Okay, so we got, let's see the weight. Actually, let's go to the check-in photos. Okay, and there we have it. There is the difference. Okay, there is 100% a difference in visuals. Looking a lot tighter in this photo over here. Obliques are showing more, and overall, just it feels like a less puffiness. Okay, in terms of like my skin is starting to dry out nicely. So I'm very happy with these check-ins as well. Okay, so this side profile, you can't see that much of a difference. That's also lighting. But me personally, like these photos don't do it justice. When I wake up in the morning, I can see my skin's already starting to tighten nicely. Okay, everything's starting to come out more. I'm really moving through this priming phase nicely. So I'm super, super happy with the visuals. And let us go to the biometrics and let's see what the weight has done. And there you have it. Let's just do a 3-month graph, so it's just easier for you guys to see. And there you go. Look at that drop. Okay, so that is 3 pounds that I've dropped already in this past week. So week 5 was a successful week. I dropped some good weight, keeping the muscle bellies nice and full, and the definition is definitely starting to come through, and it's going to come through even more in week 6, especially with the new changes that I'm going to do in the meal plan. And that's the only changes I'm going to be doing this week, is specifically with the meal plan, nothing with the training. I'm happy with how I'm training at the moment. Even with that added cycling in, I'm really enjoying it because it's helping me work my legs. But let's see what we got here. So this is our high day, and here is our low day. Okay, so let's see what we got. So I'm going to keep everything as is with my high day. I'm happy with how everything is going here. This is my low day. So let's check the high day. 4 eggs, 2 slices of toast. Beautiful. Okay, dark chocolate. Yeah. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. So with the high day meal on my training days, I am going to be taking out the peanut butter. Okay, I want to reduce the fat content a little bit more. I'm going to remove the fat content. That's probably going to, let's see where that's going to take us down to somewhere around just under 3,400, just over 3,400. Okay, 80 grams of oats. I'm happy with that. I don't want to make any more changes with the high day. Low day, however, man, I'm a big lover of bread. Eh? I love bread, but I'm going to have to make it. I'm going to have to do this change. So we're going to already eliminate 160 calories from the breakfast, which I'm going to do there. So I'm just pushing carbs out of the breakfast, and then I'm going to not drop the calories too much. I'm going to add another 2 eggs. Okay, so it is back up to 3,000. I'm super happy with that. That's going to be packed with protein. It has got a little bit more fats, but that's fine. It's good fats, so I'm not bothered about that whatsoever. So those are literally the changes I'm going to be implementing this week. Okay, obviously the fast on the recovery days, on the active rest days rather, are going to be extended a little bit longer. So I'm going to be in a fasted state like I was today, even though it's not an active rest day. But on active rest days, I'm going to push it to about 2 p.m. Now this was a bit difficult to begin with. I'm not going to lie. When I first made that adjustment, that change, it was something new. But after about a couple of days, a couple of active rest days of doing it, my hunger levels started to become more chilled. Okay, so I wasn't as hungry all the time. But those are literally the only changes I'm going to be doing for today. Now, got to head to the gym. I'll take it. I'm actually going to walk to the gym. You know, I want to, even though it's a bit more of an effort, I want to do that. Okay, it's going to give me a little bit more energy. It's going to get the blood flow going. It's going to get my body moving. It's going to give me some endorphins as well. So I'm going to be excited. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be warm when I get to the gym. It's going to be a very quick session, 45 minutes tops. Then I'm going to head back. Then we get to editing this. So by the time that you guys see this, I would have been finished and hopefully ready for next week. The meal prep is going. Got my chicken prep, got my steak prep, did the carbs today. So I got all of the rice sorted and the veggies. So we good to go for a successful week ahead. I'm super stoked that I pushed through. Like sometimes you get those days where you're just really tired and you just couldn't be asked to do anything. This was definitely one of those days. I do get them often. Obviously, I'm normal, right? But the difference is I still do it. Even when I don't want to, I still do it. Okay, and that is what that's how success is going to be gained. Doing shit when you don't want to do the shit that you got to do. But that's it for today, guys. I'll check you guys at the gym. Peace. So I'm walking to the gym. Probably about 2 minutes away from there now. Another reason why I decided to walk was because it's going to help push digestion. Okay, if you struggle with digestion, right, or you don't have that energy, I promise you, go take a 10-minute walk after you eat. You'll feel a lot better and it will start working for you a lot quicker. But time to go hit the session. Got the session done. Time to head home, edit, get ready for the week. Just finished my arm day. That was it. Got it done. You see? Not so bad.
got energy. I kind of used that tiredness against myself, kind of made me angry in the moment, just pushed heavy, pushed hard, got an insane pump. You can't understand now. The sun's busy setting. I'm heading home, on my way now. Gonna go do my edit. But yeah, weekend was great. I'm glad I hit this arm session, and I'm excited for the week ahead. If I go sit and graph now, I get everything that needs to be done and get everything planned for the week ahead, and we're gonna absolutely kill it for week 6. Excited to see what those new meal plan implementations are gonna do. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys found this useful. I hope you're not just watching it, you're taking notes, you're actually implementing it, because like I promise you, when you guys are getting all the sauce, just use it. Okay, but peace, guys. See you for the next one. Like, subscribe. If there's anything that you're struggling with, let me know and I'll help you out. Let's go.